Hello everyone, this is SageEthereal, and welcome to episode 4 of my FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode playthrough. Logging back in, checking in with you guys today. Last time I had set up a smeltery and said I was going to do some mining and work on a little mineshaft I had started in the previous episode. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get this lava. I'm not a huge fan of the open world or the above ground lava flows. So if I can get rid of this, it'll look better in my opinion, as well as giving me some more fuel for the smeltery. I've done a lot of work on the mine, done a decent amount of mining, not a huge amount actually. More of it was actually spent decorating the mine shaft and kind of getting it set up. So you can see here, it's the entrance. It's not much different. I have a gate here now and fencing. Got the lanterns that I had found in the thing, in the village, in one of the immersive engineering houses. Put them out here. Over here is pretty much the same. We have a lot of wood in here now to sort of act and look like structural reinforcement. I'm gonna take this chance to quickly sleep through the night. Obviously it doesn't do anything, but it looks kind of nice. I'll explain how I got these different sized blocks here in a second. But the first thing I want to do, just because it's going to take a bit, I'm going to grab all this iron I've found in the mining expedition and drop it in here to get it melting down. It's not all going to fit, but that's okay. Just get that going so it can be, chugging away in the background. Got a few different materials, got some gold, haven't really smelted up any of it yet. Over here, I have these caches from thermal expansion. Now, they're pretty cheap actually. Just a log and some tin around them. They're like a barrel if you've used Java or storage drawers or like a basic storage drawer. They can hold one item, but they can hold up to 10,000. Another nice thing is they keep their contents when broken. So all that cobblestone is still in there. And I can just pick it up and move it around. You can right click and double right click to put stuff. A single left click will pull out a stack. Shift left click pulls out one. So that is nice and convenient for mass storage, especially early on. Now, here we have some slabs and some panels. Now, I got those using this peridot saw. This is from Project Red Exploration. It is made pretty easy. I had found some of this peridot in my initial mine down. Got 5 left. I had 9. I've already used up 4 in a saw. I had 1 and it's already broken. But it's pretty easy. It needs some stone rods, which you can easily make with Tinker's Construct, with just like you're making sticks but use cobblestone. Stone rods. And some sticks, and 2, you can use peridot, you can use any of the Project Red gems. You can also use, I believe it's iron and diamond. You might be able to make a stone one too. Although, I can't remember 100% on that. But what you can do with those is if you take a saw and a block, you can cut it down. You cut it in half first and you get slabs, which you can then place in the world. And place them flat, place them on their side. We're to make some more here just for demonstration. You can also have multiple in the same block space. So this is actually one block here, but I can put multiple in and make my own stairs if you wanted to do that. You can also cut them down. If you cut them sideways, basically, you can get posts or pillars, which are, half of a slab. So pretty self-explanatory, but They're nice because you can actually put them in the middle of a block and use them as pillars, like the name suggests. And you can just kind of, you know, make up whatever you want. You can add them sideways. Lots of different things you can do there. But that's not it. You can actually cut the pillars into notches. Again, you're just cutting everything in half, basically. And you can do stuff with those. You can also combine these together to get the next higher piece back. But you can take a slab and you can cut that in half and get a panel. And if you cut a panel in half, you get a cover. And these are just thinner versions. You can do all the same things. You can cut them into strips or into, you know, little squares, and you can just mix and match and you can design a lot of cool looking stuff. Obviously that's not very cool looking, but you get the idea. It works on most any standard solid block, so you can't do like gravel, I don't think. I think if it's gravity enabled, I don't think it'll work on those. It doesn't work on like chests or other things like that, other entity type objects. But we can also combine them all back up into your normal wood, so that's nice. I actually have this over here with leftovers of all the various different things I have cut up and used in the Mineshaft so far. Which, if we head down, this is kind of a typical Mineshaft. It's nothing amazing. It's using these panels, which is the second smallest version, so you cut it into slabs and then you cut it into panels. It's using those as sort of supports. As you go down, we're using cobblestone slabs. I'm actually using the microblock part, or that's what these are called, microblocks, rather than the traditional stone slab you make with 3, cobblestone, the vanilla slab, because again, you can add these in multiple, you can have multiple in one block space. If I were to come up here, make some just typical vanilla cobblestone slabs, you'll see that I can't put it there because there's already something in this space. But with the microblock version, it doesn't really care. You can mix and match. So, very nice. Stick these up here for now. As we head down, we've got torches. I left the areas that had ore just mined out, gives it kind of a, you know, a mine shaft look, as well as some of these ladders just dotted about. As we head down here, I came across a ravine while digging out this mine shaft. So I just blocked it off with some glass. This is a chiseled glass, so I used the chisel on the glass to get this dungeon glass. And then I take the dungeon glass and I cut it down into panels. And that is what these are. So it's actually a nice way of conserving resources too, because you can multiply the amount of how far your stuff is going to go, basically. So instead of 1 glass block, I can get 2 slabs worth, so I've doubled it there. Or I can get 4, so I've quadrupled the amount I can do with 1 glass block's worth of material. We're actually going to just convert this back into glass. So the floor is mostly cobblestone slabs and gravel. Everything else is pretty much just left natural. Got another ladder there just for, you know, decoration. Down here, I came across a natural cave system. I haven't actually explored it at all, more than necessary to build this. I just used spruce. And again, these are some spruce wood slabs. and glass. Oh, I missed a notch there, or a nook. I have to remember that. But again, it's decorative. You can actually bust these out. The nice thing about the micro blocks of glass is that they don't break like normal glass would. So this is something we're going to actually have to explore here eventually. May do that a little bit on camera, may do that mostly off camera, I'm not sure yet. But for now, there is one thing I want to grab. Over here, we have some essence berry bushes. Gonna block off this water. Might as well just drop a torch. Now that's interesting. Essence berry bushes are from Tinker's Construct, and they give you these concentrated essence berries, which you can eat for experience. So this is a nice find. We will definitely be taking that with us. Hop back in here. I haven't gone all the way down or done any branch mining yet. I got as far down as 19, I think. Now again, I'm doing this larger platform about every 10 blocks, so this is Y20. It just so happened that Y30 is in the middle of this cave system, so I skipped that one. But back up here we have, Y40, so I could, punch out this wall and head off and do a little bit of branch mining at this level if I wanted to. Definitely gonna have a lot more mining to do, so. But I'm not gonna bore you with that. I noticed that down there, if you can see it, in this ravine, there's actually some more essence berry bushes. So I'll wanna try to get down in there eventually. But heading back up, that's pretty much the extent of what I've done. It's getting dark already again. Did a little bit of mining just as it took to dig out this mine shaft. Do I have anything else I want to put away? One issue I've run into while doing this is food. My hunger is already getting low again. I've gone through all my carrots and all my apples. And I believe all my potatoes. I got 2 carrots left. So food is something that we're going to have to try to work on getting to go a little bit further. Now, you can't actually just cook up this meat like you would normally. If we go to uses, you can cook it up into other things, but you can't just drop it in a furnace. It has to be either this oven, which is a Pam's Harvest Craft block, or a redstone furnace or better. Actually, it just has to be a redstone furnace. It doesn't look like it can even be like an alloy smelter or anything like that. So that's not quite as useful yet. I've just been eating it raw at the moment. So that is something we're going to have to add to our list of things to do. Out here we have our ender lily seeds. They haven't grown much because something that I forgot to do was I want to go here, and in the Infinity Evolved mod pack you have this claimed chunks. It's part of I think it's the FTB Utils mod. I'm not 100% sure on that though. And what we can do, we can come in here and we can claim chunks. So these are mine, and now if I was playing with anyone else on the server, they wouldn't be able to do stuff in these chunks. So that's nice, but more importantly, if you hold down Control and click a claimed chunk, so you have to claim it first. I'm Control clicking just here in the wilderness and it's not doing anything. But I can mark chunks as chunk loaded. So I don't need to get any special chunk loader block or anything like that. And now all these chunks here are chunk loaded, which means that when I'm offline and my server is running, these will continue to grow and things will continue to progress, which is definitely useful. Actually just gonna move this. We're gonna put our essence berry bushes here for now. Again, most of this is temporary. Check in on our iron, which is nice. Got 54 ingots worth. We still have our aluminum, brass, and a little bit of blood in there from the couple times I have fallen inside. Not wise, but we've talked about that before. Now, what was I gonna do? I was looking for a casting basin. This makes it a little bit easier to get out your metals if you're just going for ingots. What we can do is we can replace the casting table, which we would have to use as cast, and we would only get one ingot at a time. But, server's backing up. That's not what I was going to say. But when we have our casting basin, we can pour out a whole block's worth in one go. So, it's going to fill up, and it's going to harden into an iron block, which we can pull out and convert into ingots. So it's 9 times as fast in terms of getting stuff out. Well, maybe not quite 9 exactly, because it does have to pour out 9 times as much, but it's definitely more convenient. And our lava's doing okay. Have a little over a bucket still. So one thing that would be nice to get, if I can find any more, well, I guess I have some carrots I can use to show off. If we were to come in here, and I'm not sure if I have any smooth stone, so I might have to cook some of that up. Drop in some of this, just get these going. A useful early game way of making your food last a little bit longer is to juice it. At least your fruits and vegetables. It's a Pam's Harvest Craft option, and it's a juicer, and it's pretty easy to make. It's just a smooth stone and a pressure plate. We will gather up that, make a pressure plate, make a juicer, grab one of these carrots, and combine with juicer to get carrot juice, which is a little bit more filling than your just lone carrot would be. So getting a juicer early on is a good way. You can make apple juice. Pretty much all the fruits and vegetables can be juiced into some form of juice and eaten that way to prolong their life, basically, you know, make them last a bit longer, fill you up a bit more. We may look into doing, since food is going to become an issue before too long, is we may look into getting a bit of farming going. So for that, we're going to actually need to make a special tool with Tinker's Construct called the Matic, which I believe is an axe and a shovel head. We can look here. The Matic, yep, axe head, shovel head, and a handle. So for the handle, we can just use a stick. You can make a tool rod out of the stick, or you can actually just use the stick itself, whichever you prefer, really. And we get the Matic. I'm actually going to use that tool rod because it's not as useful as the stick is. And the Matic works as a axe, so it's a little bit faster than breaking with your fists in terms of chopping down trees. It works like a shovel, so it's a little bit faster at digging dirt and whatnot. But it also is a hoe. So, if we right click, we can till the earth, and we can actually do a double till, and we can get these water pads from Agricraft. We won't need those at the moment. I think I could probably like right click and redo those, but breaking works. And we're gonna make just a really quick little farm type area out there. We'll grab our carrots, or carrot. We have some of these gardens that we have collected up. We have some seeds. This will work. More gardens in here. May actually grab this textile garden. A berry garden's not bad. We'll get a stalk. Nah, we'll go leafy. How about that'll work. Get some of the stuff out of there. We'll just grab 3. Now what we're gonna want to do is we'll just drop in the carrot and the seeds like normal. Not too fancy, but we're gonna break all these gardens now. The textile garden can only give you cotton. That's the only thing inside at the moment. The berry garden gives you a variety of different berries, which you can convert into seeds and plant. So some blackberries, some grapes, some blueberries, some candleberries, which can be turned into a candleberry wax and used to make candles. What do we got here? Some cabbage, some artichoke, spinach, Brussels sprout, cauliflower. Actually going to need a little bit more area. So we'll just expand. Again, this is just temporary, so I'm not getting too worked up about how it's going to look. Sometimes the kind of random look actually is a little nicer anyway. Brussels sprout. We'll take 4 of the cotton into seeds. Wow, cool. Okay, got a little more space for expansion. Now the nice thing about the cotton, convert that into ingots. Check if I have more in here. Yep. Nice thing about the cotton is that it can be converted into string. 3 across in a crafting table, and you get 2 string. And actually, we can put that string to good use, because I have some wool here. We're going to make our first backpack. We'll need a chest. We'll need some of this stone. I actually have some on me. A chest in the middle, stone on either side, string in the 4 corners, and wool on the top and bottom gets us a forestry backpack. Now, depending on what you put in the sides here, determines what type of backpack you get. I'm going to start with a digger's backpack. Now, this can hold stuff like your cobblestone, stone, dirt. That was weird. Uh-oh. They might be bugged at the moment. I might have to update my... Sometimes they can get a little funky and need you to reset your configs. So that might be what's going on there. But normally they can hold, various stuff depending on the backpack. The miner's backpack, holds ores. There's a forester's backpack that holds wood and plants and stuff like that. There's a few different types. You can also get an upgraded version, the woven backpack, which is 45 slots instead of 15. That takes some stuff we don't have any way of getting at the moment. But that's a good start once I get it working. Actually, drop off that. Got a lot of stuff in my inventory here. Getting settled and organized with our storage is going to be another somewhat high priority. What else do we want to do? Continue getting all our iron out of there. We don't need to worry about armor at the moment since we managed to get a full set. It's mismatched, but a full set of armor through our exploration and raiding of villages. One thing we could do that I always like to get early on, just for my own organizational purposes, I think we should have the resources to get a clipboard. ink sac. Ooh, the feather. Might not have a feather. Yeah, that might be the hang up at the moment. We have an ink sac. Can you convert books back into paper? Or do I have to go find some sugarcane? You can. So we would need 2 books to rip apart. A feather. Where can we get a feather? We're going to have to go find a chicken. Because I think that's all we need. Yep. Luckily, I believe there was some chickens out here. Somewhere, maybe. I see some on my mini-map. They're on the other side of this hill. One thing to note about these gardens is that they do spread. So if I wanted to, I could take one of these. And if I were to place it, you can place it again with just a right click. There, over time, it'll actually spread and grow and duplicate itself. So you can actually kind of farm the gardens themselves and not just the produce. Something to keep in mind if you're trying to get a specific item and can't seem to find it. We have a lone chicken over here. Please give me a feather. No. Got a few more down here. This is a bit of a kind of odd tangent that I'm on, but it's nice, especially as someone who can be kind of forgetful, having a clipboard to organize what I want to be doing. Seriously? Okay, finally. Well, we got a little bit more food, although we can't really cook it yet. I don't want to eat it because I'm pretty sure you can get the hunger effect from raw chicken. Have some berry gardens we could take. We could break those and then juice whatever comes out, which is actually it's a really powerful early game food source, juicing the various fruits and vegetables you can. But we're gonna come down here. We're going to lag a little bit, then we're going to make a clipboard. This is from Bibliocraft. If you hold it and right click, you get a clipboard, and you can type stuff. And you can move down and do things. And you can check mark stuff, and you can write titles. First page. A nice thing is you can shift right click, I believe, on a block and place it in the world. And you can have multiple pages. Shift right click to pick it up. So we can do second page, not exactly centered. Another thing to do, I believe, yep, you can right click on the arrows and switch pages. You can actually click in the boxes and mark stuff off. So extremely handy in terms of organizing things you want to do, keeping track of lists of, stuff you find or stuff you need for a recipe or things like that. I'll probably just stick it right there for now. Clean up my inventory a little bit. Berry gardens can go back in there for now. See if I get any chicks. Might as well. No luck. But that actually looks like it's going to be about 30 minutes worth of stuff. Didn't get a whole lot done. It was kind of rambly, and I do apologize about that. But I did get to show off the progress I had made with the Mineshaft. Once again, between episodes, I'm going to be doing a lot more mining. And I'll probably be doing a lot more actual mining rather than just the sort of get the decorative shaft part done. So once I get down here to about Y12, I will kick into branch mining mode. I'll probably explore this cave system just to, take a look around. If I find anything super interesting, I'll obviously record it, but aside from that, that's going to be the episode. Again, it was kind of scatterbrained. I do apologize for that, but I want to thank you all for watching. I'm SageEthereal, and this is Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, Episode 4. If you have any comments or feedback, please feel free to leave them in the section below. Always love to hear from you. Things I'm doing okay, things I could work on, anything like that, just chatting. Hey, I'm cool with that. But once again, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you in episode 5.